welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Sarah here, and today, sorry I delayed, but I'm coming back with the third part of my life story as a housemaid or a nanny. Now this time I'm going to share with you my experience at my last employer, who was such a nice lady, a lady that inspired me to be what I am, like to go back to school and do fashion. And she told me I can still follow my dreams and just not let go. So today, are you ready for the story and how today I'm a fashion designer? Let's dive in. But first of all, this is my outfit of the day. Hi guys, welcome back once again. So as I said last time in the previous video, that I'll be coming back with the third part to tell you about how I got inspired, who gave me the inspiration to go back, and who gave me the inspiration to go back and be a nanny. So today I'll be talking about my wonderful employer, and she's called Gabby. I won't say her full name, but I can call her Madame Gabby. So she's from my previous Indian employees. So far, had worked with Indian families for over 5 years before I went to work with a European person or a white person, the way we call it a Muzungu. So there was this wonderful lady at the apartment where I was working before, who saw my hard work and maybe thought I deserved some good salary better. And yes, she told me about this family that was looking for a nanny for their baby, and I said yes. So I went and did the interview. Where I know for sure we did interviews a couple of people, and after the interview I went back and I was just praying, God. I remember that evening when I went back at work, I was very nervous. I was just praying, I wish I can get this job, because honestly I was kind of tired of living. I wanted to just stay home, be able to spend more time with the kids, with my family, and I just needed rest. I'd taken long without getting good rest. So after, was it the next day or some few days, they called me and they were saying like, we are going to hire you. Guys, I was happy. So yes, I got hired. They gave me 1 week or 2 weeks, I don't really remember, to rest before I start working, because I was very honest with them that I was working at another house. By then I was coming for the interview. So I went home, but I remember being very sick for the first week that I was home. Either it was just the fatigue on my body, the way I was used to working, and then I just came home to relaxing and not doing anything. I was sick, I was coughing, I was very bedridden for the first week at home. And it was really a great thing that they did give me time to rest before I start working. So that was a great thing for me. So after I started working with the baby, it was 2 months and a half, and I think we caught up very well with my madam. Everything went quite very well. She was a nice person. She knew that, like, I knew my responsibilities, and I tried to do everything, at least I was told. And I loved the baby. We got so attached together with the baby, and yeah, I loved everything. So when the baby started growing up, there was a lot of work. Then after, they brought in another person to help in, the cleaner, who was my sister then. I think that's when we started getting kind of a bit of problems, because things started missing. Honestly, things kept on missing in the house randomly. Now, let me first remember, before my sister came in, there was the old worker that was there. So in the meantime, she came back again, and she was working weekend and I was working like during the week. So what happened was, like, first of all, it went from towels, then I don't remember, there was a cap of my boss, I mean the cape, and things, a couple of things, the carpet of the baby where he could play. Things went on missing and missing and missing. Then there was shoes that was totally stolen for the mother to my boss, missing, and we got really a very bad misunderstanding between I and my bosses, and I think especially the boss, I mean the man boss, my servant. So it reached a time that I was feeling kind of pressurized, because I think to him it felt like I was taking the things, maybe just so that I can bring the blame on my friend who was working on weekend. But the actual sense, I didn't know where the things were going. Honestly, I'm a born again. I did not take anything out of the house. None of the things that went missing did I know where it was going. So it reached a point that I was kind of breaking out and I could not take it anymore. And I remember telling my madam, I think we need to sit and talk about this, or if we don't talk about this, I don't think I still have the morale or the love for work, because each day I'm coming to work, I feel like they're going to say something else is missing, this is missing, out of which you can't focus when you know someone does not trust you. So it took some time, and then we spoke about it and everything went back to normal. And then now that year, I think later, my sister came in and started working as a cleaner. So we worked for a couple of months with my sister. Then there were random things, like they would say something is missing at the fridge, something is this, of which some things that were missing are like pork, of which my sister does not eat pork. And I didn't really, honestly, I can't say that 100% I can put my hands for my sister, because we are two different people. But I also know my sister is someone very, very honest, and she wouldn't pick anything. So I don't know, whatever happened, but it was just way too much. And finally, my sister, the baby was going to the kindergarten, and my sister was stopped working, and I felt a little big relief, because I did not have to be in pressure because it's my sister that something is getting lost or what, because it was way too much for me again, that because it was my sister, sometimes I would feel like if I just say that she didn't do it, they will think it's because it is her sister. But I knew her as my sister, and I knew her a different side, and also they were seeing her for the first time, so I couldn't really be in between my boss and then my sister. I couldn't find a place to fall whenever there's something that is not working out. So apparently at that time, my boss told me, she asked me, I remember one time she asked me what were my dreams and really what did I want to do. At that time, I did not know what exactly I wanted to be, because before, when I was just still at high school, I wanted really to be a flight attendant. But then when I moved to Kampala for the first time, I went and checked in, and the school fees was not much, but to my background and my family then, that was way too much. I think they were paying at least 400 USD per semester, but my dear, that was too much for my family. We couldn't afford that. My dad can't afford that by then, so I just gave up on that. But as a child, I always wanted to be a nurse, just like my mom. But then also I had a very terrible experience, not once but twice, and I think thrice. The night, honestly, my mom passed on. She was at the main hospital in my district in Toro, and I remember mom had hepatitis B back then, when hepatitis B had just come and no one knew even how the symptoms or what. So mom's lungs had got totally ruined and it couldn't support her. So on that very night, mom was like, tomorrow we are going home, we are being discharged, I just want to go and celebrate or what. But then 1 in the morning, she got this like an attack or what, like she couldn't just breathe. We put on the fan, everything. So I was 10 years and I ran to the nurse who was in charge at night, and we went in to tell her that our mom is not feeling well. The nurse just said it is night, she has finished her round, everyone is sick in the hospital, but she can wait until morning. She's not waking up because she's already done with her night routine. And like 30 minutes later, my mom passed on, and then she came to check in and just take to the mortuary. So honestly, it's something that traumatized me a lot. And I remember my mom was a very good person. She has a very good reputation. Even up to now, in the hospital that she worked in the community that she works in, we still move and people call us like, we just get a pass through certain things because of the good things she did to people. Someone will say, oh, you're the daughter to lead nurse Irene. Come, just do this. Let me give you this. Just because of the good things that she did in our community. And then a nurse just left her randomly. I knew she wouldn't prevent the death, but had she come, I was a young kid, and at least just seen our mom, maybe it would have been better to me. But she didn't come to check on her. She only came when she had already passed through. So my madam inspired me. But something honestly where I got my inspiration to be a fashion designer, I got my inspiration when I got there to that place. Madam Gabi really was a person who's very passionate with sewing. I don't know how she learned it, but she had her small electrical machine and she was making her baby towels. She was making, how do they call it? Some swaddles and these ones, how do I call it? I don't know. This neck stuff that the baby wears, that she feeds in the baby, the towels here. She was making them, and honestly that's when I got the inspiration of sewing. But then I did not know in my background that my dad likes sewing, and my dad is into fashion. He's a smart person. My grandfather is into fashion and he rocks white all the time. So my dad does sew, and that's something I just knew of recent. I didn't know that he knew sewing and all that stuff. So when Madame Gabrielle asked me about my passion, I was just very sure that I wanted to sew. I just enjoyed watching her sewing and everything. So I told her about it. She told me about a friend who was making her clothes and all her stuff that she wanted here, and she had a school. So I went in, I consulted, got the admission. Honestly, when she told me about it, because at that time I could not afford it, because I had kids going to school, I had responsibility. I could not afford to put myself again to school. So at back of my mind, I thought that maybe she's going to help me out. But she just gave me the idea. So when I got the admission, I came and showed her, like I had these expectations, maybe she's going to pay for me some tuition, she's going to help me out. But it wasn't, she didn't have it in mind. You know, sometimes we tend to read people's mind and we interpret the information in a wrong way. But when I came back, even when she told me, so what are you going to do? I did not lose hope. Honestly, I went back home a little bit broken, because I was like, I really wanted this so bad, but how am I going to do it? I cannot afford it. So at that time, I just met my fiance and we were just talking. We hadn't talked for so long. I think we had been talking for only about 3 to 4 months, and I didn't really want to burden him. I told him everything. I was a nanny and everything. So at a certain time he told me, what do you really want to do? And then him about it, and after me telling him about it, he told me, he asked me that what would I want to be Then I told him definitely I want to be I want to do fashion designing, but this and this, because of my responsibilities, I'm not able. And he just told me, go get the admission, search for a school, and everything is now a mystery. I went to school, got the admission. I already got the admission. Just sent him the circular and everything, and boom, he sent me the money, and I started going into study. So I started in by going on Friday evenings and Saturday. So that was 2 days in the week, 2.5 days in the week. But because I wasn't working Saturdays and Sunday, so there was someone coming in to work for the weekend. But then I did that for a couple of months. I think for a month. Yes, for a month. And I felt like I was missing out a lot. And I really wanted to focus on something. I didn't want to be divided, like working and then trying to study, because I wasn't getting anything out of like studying 4 days a month or 6 days a month. So it was kind of very hectic for me to balance between work and study. So I thought to myself, I need to give, if this is what I want to follow, I have however much I want to work, but let me first try to follow the path of study and see if I can make it. And when I talked with my boyfriend then, who's my fiancé, he supported me and he said, okay, let's see how to run a certain business and at the same time you're studying, so that you're able to support yourself. And that's what we did. I did start up a business, and then I started going to school, and I did that for 2 years until last year, 2021 February, that I did graduate. And yeah, that's how I became. Last year I graduated, and I have been working. Due to pandemic, I have been working from home and home and home. And finally, I really thank God, because I've been praying and praying and praying for God to enable me to start up my own workshop. Which, working from home, I was just getting work from a few friends and my neighbors and people who recommend other friends to me. But right now, that being able to have a workshop, that means I'm out there, I'm able to create a lot of different things that I want really to do and expand out my market, because I'm not looking at being just a simple tailor sewing things like within the area that does not even sell beyond even the community where I am. I'm into trying to teach other people the skill that I have, especially the girl child and the boy child, anyone who's vulnerable and wants to learn a skill that can be able to support them financially. And that's my really vision, to be able to help others, give them the skill, and that they can be able to make money out of it. And another thing is to be able to build out and spread out my fashion brand. I did, and right now, very soon, I think in the next few days or in about a week, I'll be, I think by the beginning of December, when the workshop is totally done, I'll be showing you guys. By next week, I'll be releasing a video showing you guys how the shop is now looking, because I did get a space that actually was still under construction, so that's why it's a bit delayed, because I was expecting to start working in November, and things have really been very hectic for me trying to get the place and whatever. So I finally got the place, but it's still under construction and it needs kind of work. So apparently we are only remaining with painting and the floor. So my target is to start working December 1st. I know I might not get the clients that much because I'm already late, but I do hope that the place will do work very well, and I plan to put a salon besides it. So I'm just praying God to help me. I'm starting with the little I can, then I'll be developing the place little by little until I achieve my dreams. So